Hello again. Welcome to yet another Equity for Keeps program video. We came across this section of the UK's Metro newspaper. It's a free newspaper. It's on apprenticeships and mostly on technical and on engineering apprenticeships. Yeah, that's it. Metro newspaper. So it says it's National Apprenticeship Week. Make it a great time to find a career path that includes training and puts cash in your pocket. So this person here is says, well, I guess the person in that picture there is doing an apprenticeship, and so they have apprenticeships that have higher levels of 4 to 7 from foundation level to rise into degree or master's degree. Yeah, the apprenticeships are good, yes, if they are going to give you the sufficient training to a very high level. They're good, but at the same time, there is also the apprehension that sometimes this apprenticeships, they are not. There's a lot of commercial involvement in them. You are being trained to become an employee, and of course, there's nothing wrong about that. But the problem is that people are involved in your training, and there might be some compromise. That's the problem about it. And also, there are schemes where you are training and also going to getting your studies. Yes, that is good, but it is important that if you're involved in such schemes, that your training, that your academic training is a completely detached and unrelated university is the paramount issue. It should, especially engineering, there are no part times, especially at the undergraduate level at the early stages. The academic work should come first, and it should also involve you and the other people who are in the class. It shouldn't just be you and the few other folks who are doing the apprenticeships attending in the evening or something like that. It will lead to compromise. So if you are involved in such schemes, I must tell you that if it doesn't involve you participating in academic classes with all the other students who are, doing the degree programs, then it is a compromise. You have to be involved in if your academic classes doesn't involve you and them, then there might be a compromise there, and it should be the main thing. Then the hands-on learning should come thereafter. So but as such, I doubt if that is the case. I'm quite skeptical about that. It's just a scheme to get more people involved, and because many people are fearful of debt and going to university and paying all that money, and then owing all that money as well. So, but the key thing is that going to university is not. You don't go to university to learn how to become an employee or to learn about jobs. You go into university you get a degree to free your mind mentally. So that's the number one purpose. So if you free yourself, if you make a headway in obtaining the mental freedom, then you can always go ahead and learn and other stuff and get into employment or other stuff. But the university is not a place of learning, of developing careers and other stuff. It's not, even though they will never tell you that. But that's not what the university or a tertiary institution is all about. So, in a nutshell, I'm quite skeptical about these schemes saying that you can also learn and work. I don't know how much you can really learn, because studying engineering is not easy at all. It takes a lot of time. There's hardly any time to go and learn any other thing apart from what you have been studying. So I'm quite skeptical, and the quality of it all might be. I'm quite skeptical about what sort of quality you can, what sort of quality training that will come in there. So this lady here is training with Go via Thameslink. So she will. What does this say? Well, okay. Okay. So, and also there's another issue of what is engineering? Engineering is mostly soft. It is not about tools and using your hand and all that stuff. That's not really what engineering is all about. It's part of engineering, but on its own, using tools and doing the technical bit, which is the hard bit. Handling hardware and dealing with hardware, which is technical or technology. That alone is not engineering. And practicing much of that and less of the soft path, which is the computations and the analysis and the design and the mental aspects of things that are not hard. Those are, if you're not doing sufficient, if you're not doing at least up to 80% of that in your practice, then it's not engineering you're practicing. So the idea of somebody driving up to your house with a van and all that stuff, and those people are not practicing engineering. And many of them are actually probably not qualified as engineers, by world standards. So that's why I've brought up this issue, because these people, these schemes you are involved in will ultimately get you into doing the hard bit, the hardware bit, and then in the end, the college engineering. That's really not what engineering is all about. So that is why it is good to go to university and or a tertiary institution and obtain your education, where it will be devoid of commercial interests and all the schemes and your like. So like this, for instance, now wearing a harness, climbing poles and all that stuff, fixing wires and cables, that's not engineering. It's technology. It's part of engineering, but on its own alone, it's not engineering. So and sometimes this is what some of these schemes, these apprentice schemes, they call it engineering, that you're gonna get a degree and all that stuff. But in the end, that is what you may be doing. So if you want to really get involved in these schemes, especially the ones that will involve a degree, you have to find out and make sure that you are participating in academic work, and it is the number one thing. It should be at least 80% of your time, and not half of it. If it's half and half, it is a compromise. If it's less, it is not engineering. It is false. It is in the end deployed to train you into an employee that they can control and use in future. So it's important that we make this distinction. And there's also in recent times, people have been clamoring for a protection of engineering, the profession of engineering, because their protection is not there. That's why people would now refer to anybody that is handling tools or fixing things as an engineer. That's not fair. So this is our second video we have made concerning apprenticeships and their like. So we'll continue to update you more. And thanks for watching.